The theoretical concept we understood about method overriding in C#. No?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now observe.
Recording in progress.
Fine. In the today's session, we are going to discuss about method overriding example implementation in C#. As we have discussed in the last session, what exactly method overriding or function overriding, to whom we call method overriding, and in which circumstances we need method overriding to be used in our real-time development. Right.
Jesus.
So here, let us see an example for understanding method overriding in C# language. Please have a look at the below code what I have written in the yesterday session. That is one class demo 1, one class demo 2, and demo 2 class is inheriting from the one class called demo 1. So your demo 2 will be acting as a inherited class, derived class, subclass, child class we can say. And demo 1 will be acting as what? Super class, parent class, and as what? Base class. All right. So here the class name is what? Demo 1, right? Is the acting as a parent class, and the class demo 2 we are going to make to act as our child class, nothing but as what is it? Derived class, as a subclass. So observe. Please have a look at the below code. Here the class name is what? Demo 1 is the parent class, and in this class we defined one method that is display method by using one keyword. The name is virtual keyword. By using the one keyword, the name is virtual keyword. Why? Because if you want to make this method of the parent class to be re-implemented by the child class, to be override by the child class, so the method, right, should have declared in the parent class with the one keyword called virtual keyword. If the method is declared with virtual keyword, the method is overridable into the what is it? Child class. Depends on need. It's not mandatory that you must override, but if you get requirement of having the some other logic to fulfill the requirement of subclass, fulfill the requirement of child class business need, then you need to override. And that you can override if the parent class method available with what? Virtual keyword declared. So point to be noted, we define one method, that is display method, by using the virtual keyword, which makes this method to be overridable in the what class? Child class, nothing but also called as a subclass, also called as a derived class. All right. The class name is what? Demo 2. The class name is what? Demo 2 is derived class. from the class that is demo1, that is demo1, and hence it becomes a what class? Child class. Which one? Demo2, which is derived from the what class? Demo1. Hence it becomes the what? Child class of class. Which class? Demo1 class. Of class. Which one? Demo1. And as soon as it becomes a child class. It becomes a what is it? Child class. It got permission. It got permission. Or we can say it allowed to what is it? Override the overrideable method. The name is what? Display. The name is what? Display. Yes. As you can see in the child class, we override the display method, right? Display method using override keyword. Using what is it? Override. What is it? Keyword. Using override keyword or using override. What is it? Modifier. You can write, right or not? Keyword is nothing but modifier only, right? So using override, what is it? Modifier is nothing but keyword, right? So see the below code. This is the code what we have, right? System namespace class, right? Here namespace imported, here namespace declared. In that class demo1, we have method with virtual class demo2 deriving from the class demo1. This becomes child class. In child class, we want the method should have their own implementation to fulfill the business requirement of child class. Then we are overriding the what? This overridable method by using what modifier? Using what keyword? Override. And below in the main method, we are having the demo2 class object and call and display method. All right. This is the what simple code we have written in the yesterday class, right? So that keeping over here, absolutely. Let's see the execution flow of this program, which is a simple program. Execution flow of this program. Execution flow of this program. Now let us understand. You know, when we create the instance, nothing but the object. So now let us understand when we create the object, nothing but what is it? Instance, right? And call the what is it? Call the what? Display method. Call the display method, right? As shown below, right? What happens internally? What happens? What is it internally? What happens internally? That's a question mark. So your code is what? For creating instance, demo2, object name obj demo2 equals to new demo, right? Type instance created, and then calling object name obj demo2 dot method display. This is what we did into the main method, right? This is what we did into the what method?
Main method.
This is what we did into the what method? Come on.
Main method.
Main method. Into which method?
Main methods.
Main method. All right. So let's see over here. Right. Here, what I'm going to do. Now I'm writing the statement called in the above method call. In the above method, what is it? Call. The compiler will, what is that? Will search for which method? Display method. For which method? Display method. Defined in the class. Which class? Demo2. Because you're calling the method using what? Demo2 class object. You are the calling method with what? Demo class.
Demo 2.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you are calling the display method by using what? Demo class object. By using the what is that? Demo class object. Yes, sir.
Demo class object.
Yes. Clear the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So in the above method, call the compiler. In the above method call, the compiler will search for display method defined in the class called demo2 as the reference type of what is it? obj demo2 variable in demo2 class. In which class? Again, I repeat. In the above method call,
Yes.
the compiler will search for which method? For this code, compiler search for which method? Display method, which is the defined in the class demo2 as the reference type of obj demo2 variable is which one? Demo2. Right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Is a demo2. Correct. As it found. If it is a found, right?
One thing you can do.
The method definition in the class. Which class? Demo2. The method definition in the class demo2. The compilation is successful. The compilation is, what is it? Successful. Is, what is it? Come on. Successful. Right. At the what time? Compilation successful. Just compiler found display method into what? Demo2 class, because you're calling by using the reference variable of the what? Demo2 class, right? So this is the found into that demo2 class. If it is a found in demo2 class, compilation is successful. Now, after compilation, going to play a role at what time? Going to play a role what time? Going to play a role at what time? Going to play a role at what time?
Run times.
Run time. Right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Going to play a role at what time? Now run time. Now what time? Run time. Right. Correct. Fine. Now try to understand. At the runtime. The CLR runtime, who is responsible to execute your .NET program, .NET code? .NET runtime name is what? .NET runtime name is what? CLR. .NET runtime name is what? CLR. So at runtime, the CLR
Yeah.
Common language runtime. The common language, what is it? Come on.
Runtime.
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 The common language, what is it?
Runtimes.
Right.
Runtime.
Right now.
जी sir.
Fine. Fine. The CLR will check the method. Check the method. Implementation. Implementation. In class. Which class? Demo 2. So CLR will check the what? Method implementation in the class. Which class? Demo 2.
Demo 2.
Which class? Demo 2 class. Which class?
Demo.
Demo 2 class. Demo 2 class. Right.
जी sir.
Demo 2 class.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Class. As the reference variable, as the reference variable, as the reference variable, obj holds, obj holds, obj demo 2, obj demo 2, है ना, holds,
Yes.
obj demo 2 holds the class 2 object reference, correct? Holds the,
Yes, sir.
holds the which class? Demo 2, demo 2, right? Right, holds the demo 2, right, object reference. Demo 2 class object reference. Demo 2 class object, come on, reference. So this obj demo 2 variable contain the reference of which class object? Demo 2 class object, right or not?
Yes.
All right, fine. So at runtime, CLR will check the method implementation in the class demo 2 as the reference variable. Obj demo 2 holds the demo 2 class object reference, and it will execute the method, the method from that class, and it will execute the method from that, what is it, class. Okay. And once you execute the above code, and once you execute the above code, you will get the following output. You will get the what is it, following, what is it, output. What following output? See, this subclass method called, right, this will get output.
Yes, sir.
Subclass method called, this output comes. Let's run the application here. Already done yesterday in the class. Run. And then see over here what it is coming.
Yes.
Subclass right method called is coming. Right. All right. Hope it is clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, the next, we are going to discuss about parent class reference variable. Parent class reference variable holding the subclass object reference. So another part we are going to discuss in this parent class reference variable holding the, what is it, subclass reference. So try to understand. Example, what? Parent class reference, parent class reference variable, right, holding, what is it, subclass object reference. Subclass object, what is it? A reference. Subclass object, what is it? Come on. A reference. Right.
Reference.
The following example, right, or I can say the following is the same example as the previous one, but what changes that you need to find out. But here the only change is the what? Parent class. Only change is the parent class reference variable holding or holds the child class reference, nothing but subclass reference. Subclass, what is it? Come on. Reference. Subclass reference. Come down to the program. Go to the code part. Right. Who is the parent class? Demo 1. In that, do we have a virtual method? Yes. With what display? In that, we have code statement calling the what? One statement to print on this console screen base class display method called up. Now we have subclass, derived class, child class. Yes. Derived from the class 1. Yes. In that, we are overriding. Yeah, because I want to have re-implementation logic. Yes. Correct. No changes, sir. Come to class program and here create the class object of the word demo 1. So demo 1, which is the parent class object, obj demo 1 equals to new demo 1, right or not? So this obj demo 1 is a reference of the which class object? Which class object? Obj demo 1 is containing a reference of which class object? Demo 1, right? But what we are going to do? We are going to parent class reference variable holding the which class object reference? Subclass. So if you write new of demo 2, so new instance of demo 2 means what? This will give you new reference of which class object? Which class object? No. This is giving new class, new reference of which class object? This derived class, the demo class object, right? And this is storing into which one? This object reference variable of the which one? Parent class, right or not?
Yes, sir.
And the question is, can we store the child class object reference into the parent class object? Answer is what? Yes. Answer is what? Yes.
Yes.
And then writing obj demo 1 dot display. Obj demo 1 dot, what is it? Display. Right.
Display.
Display.
Right. Try to understand. This is the code which you have to understand. It is a new instance of demo class 2 reference is storing into the parent class reference variable, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the demo 2 class, suppose I create one public property, public string title with a getter and setter. It is auto implemented property, right? This title property to demo 2, right or not? And this object reference obj demo 1, obj demo 1 of the parent class. When I'm writing obj demo 1 dot, see this public property title is accessible anywhere? Accessible anywhere? No, because title is the public property of demo 2, right or not?
Yes, sir.
But here obj demo 1 is a reference variable of which class object?
Demo 1.
Demo 1. And in demo 1, no title property available. So title property, right, not able to access using the obj demo 1. Even the obj demo 1 containing the reference of the which class object?
Demo 2.
Demo 2, right. If we have one more method here, public wired, है ना? Method name get info, right? Get info just for testing purpose. Open close. Save it. You're ready. Obj demo 1 dot get info anywhere available. Get info anywhere is available.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
Is available. Not available, right?
No.
Okay. Please try to understand. But display method, we are able to access because display method available into this demo class, right or not?
Yes.
Yes,
But
sir.
here in this variable storing the reference of the which class? Child class.
Child.
Reference of which class?
Child
Subclass.
class.
Reference of the which class? Derived
Child
class.
class.
Right. So this thing you need to understand. Very, very important, boss. Please.
Yes.
See, the following is the same example as previous one, but here the only change is the parent class reference variable holding the subclass reference. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Now execution flow for this. Execution flow. You need to understand. Now let us understand the execution, right? Flow of the above example, right? When we create the object, and call the what display method, call the what method?
Display
Method as shown below. What happens actually, nothing but internally the flow, right? So which code? This code, parent class reference variable storing the what? Subclass reference, right? And then calling what method? Display method, right? Now in the above code, right? Or in the above method call, we are calling a display method. In the above method call, the compiler object, the compiler will first of all search for which one? Display method. Will search, what is it? Display method where to be defined in the class called demo 1. In the class called, what is it?
Demo.
Demo 1, right? As the reference type of obj demo 1 variable. Obj demo 1 variable is what is it? Demo 1. As the reference type of obj demo 1 variable is what is it? Demo 1, right or not? Yeah. As it found the method definition in the what is it? Class, in the class, which class? Demo 1. As it found the method definition in the class demo 1, all right, the compilation is successful, right? The compilation is, come on, successful. Yes. Next, moving to runtime. At runtime, who is the responsible? CLR. The CLR will check the method implementation, the method implementation, the method implementation, implementation, method implementation in at the runtime CLR will check the method implementation. Guess in class. Class name, what is it? Demo2. Are you getting my point or not?
जी sir.
At the runtime, CLR will check the method implementation in the class. Which class? Demo2. Because as the reference variable, obj demo1 holding the holds the come on holds the demo2 reference, right or not? Holds the demo2 object reference, right?
जी sir.
Demo2 object reference. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point?
जी sir.
And it will execute the method from that class. Am I right or not? And once you execute the above code, you will get the following output. Can you guess it? Following output. Which output? Come on. Subclass display method called.
Subclass display method.
This is indicating that it is all binding
Yes,
at
sir.
what time? Runtime. So by using this code at the compilation time, looking display method into which class? Demo1 class. Right? Yes, it is found the method definition in the class demo1. The compilation successful. But runtime display method of demo1 class not executing. At runtime executing which one? Display method of demo2 class. Reason behind that, obj demo1 reference variable containing the reference of which object? Demo class object. Got my point? So that's what we say. This is binding at what time? Binding at what time? Runtime. So let's run this application, my dear friend, and see the output. Subclass display method called should display. Displaying or not?
Yes, sir.
Displaying or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Concept
sir.
cleared?
जी
Concept cleared?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, the next
Subclass.
point. Next, we are going to discuss how can we execute the subclass method if it is overridden in the subclass. Yesterday I already told you subclass in C#, right? How to execute the subclass method if it is overridden, not subclass, parent class, super class, right or not? How to execute the what is it? Super class method if it is overridden in subclass. So what I told in yesterday class, in subclass, when you are overriding the superclass method, while overriding you wanted to call superclass, but the base class method, then you have to use what keyword? Base keyword dot method, right or not?
जी
So in child class, if you want to access the base class member, base class method to call, you can use what keyword? You can use what keyword? Come on. What keyword? Come on. Or just now I told you, are you sleeping or attending the class?
Not sure.
Base keyword.
Yes.
But yeah, look like people are sleeping, I think so. If you slept, then please let me know. I also can sleep because I'm too much tired than you, you know. Should I sleep now?
Awesome.
Where are you people here?
Sorry यार.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So let's see over here. Be active, man. Be active. Listen properly. They are the very important things you are learning. Got my point? Once we
Yes.
re-implement, the parent class method, the what is that?
Parent class method.
Parent class method. Nothing but super class method, right or not?
Yes.
Or we can say base class methods. Under the which class? Child
Child
class.
class.
Nothing but subclass. So once we re-implement the parent class method under the child class, then
Child class.
then the object of the child class, object of the what? Child class
Child class.
calls its own method, but not its parent class method, not its what is it?
Parent class method.
Parent class method. Yes, but if you want to still consume, or we can say call the parent class method, what is it? Methods from the child class,
Child
from the child class, then it can be done in two different ways.
Base.
In two different ways. Right. Which two different ways? Let's see that. Which two different way? Let's see this. By creating the parent class object, by creating the parent class object under the child class, we can call the parent class method from the child class. From the child class. Or very simple, no need to create parent class object. Or second one, by using the which keyword? By using the which keyword? Come on.
Base.
Base keyword.
Base keyword.
Base keyword represent to base class of the child class, right?
Yes, sir.
Or by using the base keyword, we can call the what is it? Parent class. What is it? Method from the come on, child class. But this is also keyword. This, right? And the base is also keyword. Base keyword cannot be used under the static class. Got my point or not?
Yes, sir.
In a static block, we can say static block. All right. In a static block, only we can use a static member, not non-static member.
Yes.
Fine. So whenever in child class you want to call the base class method, there are two options. One is a base class object create and then call. Otherwise, simply base keyword use and then call it. Right or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Hope it is clear to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Akka?
जी
Yes,
सर
sir.
All right. Now we're moving ahead, okay now?
Yes, sir.
जी सर
Shall I move it?
जी सर
Yes, sir.
Using the base keyword, using the base keyword to call the parent class methods in what language? C# language. And this is what generally used in real time. Base class method, base class member used to be called in child class by using the what is that? Base keyword. Yes. Yes. So let's use one example. Let us see an example. Let's see an example for a better understanding. For a better understanding. Right. As you can see in the below code, as you can see in the below code, right, from the child class, show child class display method, from the child class display method, we call the parent class. We call the parent class display method. है ना? Using
मेथड
base dot what is it? Display.
Display.
Right, call. How simple? Yes or no? For example, let's move on this place.
Yes, sir.
When I'm re-implementing the display method of the parent class into child class, at that time I want to call base class method also. Yes or no?
जी सर
So here I can write base dot, come on, display. Calling the base class, nothing but also called parent class, right?
जी सर
Method. Which method?
Yes, sir.
Display
डिस्प्ले
method.
मेथड
Yes,
How it is easy, sir? Right or not?
yes, sir.
Below class, here what? Demo 2 object, obj demo 2 equals to new demo 2, obj demo 2 dot display. So output will be what? Getting
Yes,
or
sir.
not?
जी सर
Yes, getting. So this is the code. Yes. And the output, if we run that, this displaying both, right or not? Yes. So hopefully it is a clear how to call the parent class method inside the child class by using simple technique using the base
Yes.
keyword. And this keyword represent to current class. Base keyword represent to their parent class, their base class, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
People ask, hey, tell me, difference between method overloading and method overriding. Difference between method overloading and what is it?
Overriding.
Method overriding.
Override.
Ah. So what you can say? What you can say? Difference between method overloading. Difference between what is that?
Overloading in the
Method overloading and
overriding.
method or function overriding, right or not? The point number one you can say about method overloading, sir, it is an approach to define more than one methods with the same name but with a different signature. And why we call as a compile time polymorphism example? Because method overloading is going to be resolved at what time? Compilation time only. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is going to look this overload is matched with the definition or not. So it is an approach of defining multiple methods with the same name but with a different signature. In method overriding,
Signature.
it is an approach to defining multiple methods with the same name and with what is it? Same signature. With the same signature, right or not?
Yes, sir.
But not in the same class. In the what? Derived class, right or not?
Yes.
In same class, not possible
Yes, sir.
more than one method with the same name and same signature. That is possible with the same name, with same signature, multiple method into inheritance hierarchy, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Again, I repeat, in method overloading, it is an approach to defining multiple methods with the same name but with a different signature. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Signature different means what? Types of parameters, number of parameters,
Correct.
order of the parameters.
Correct.
Whereas in method overriding, it is an approach to defining multiple methods with the same name and with the same signature.
Same signature.
But into not in same class, into inheritance hierarchy.
Inheritance. Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Cleared?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Fine. Overloading a method can be performed within a class or within the child class. Within the class or within the what? Child class. Overriding of methods is not possible within the same class. Overriding of the methods is not possible in the what class? Same class. It must be performed under the child class. So method overriding when required, whenever we are going to inherit one class from their parent class, and in the parent class we have some method, that method available to child class, but in the child class we wanted to re-implement for the fulfilling the requirement of child class business need, then we have to override the parent class method into the child class. Cleared, Sarji?
Yes, sir.
Next one, to overload a parent class method under the child class does not require permission from the what class? Parent class. So if you want to overload a parent class method, you want to overload a parent class method Under the child class does not require permission from the which class? Parent class. Clear?
Yes.
But to override a parent class method under the child class, first child class require explicit permission from its parent, and in that case, the permission can be given by using virtual keyword into the parent class method, which makes it is overridable. If required, it can be override into the child class, right?
Yes, sir.
For example, observe here. This is the what? Parent class. Virtual keyword remove. So if virtual keyword remove, this method is not overridable. But in child class, you are trying to override. To re-implement error coming red line. See the message. Cannot override inherited members called demo1.display because it is not marked as virtual or abstract or override. What is abstract? We'll see a bit later. So not marked as what is it? Virtual. So that's the reason why this need to take permission from parent class. Says, hey, make overridable. Then only in child class can be override. Right or not?
जी sir.
Here what required? Virtual.
Virtual.
Right. Three differences cleared? Yes.
जी sir.
Okay. Method overloading is nothing but all about defining multiple behavior of a method. Multiple behavior of a, what is it?
Method.
Method. Multiple behavior of a, what is it?
Method.
Method. Clear the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Correct. Next. Method overriding is all about changing the behavior of a method. This behavior of method getting changed into child class by re-implementing. All right? All right?
जी sir.
Yes, sir.
Next. Method overloading used to implement static polymorphism, whereas method overloading used to implement dynamic polymorphism, right or not? Nothing but runtime polymorphism. And method overloading is an example to implement what is it? Compile time polymorphism.
जी sir.
Right now?
जी sir.
Yes.
In method overloading, no separate keywords are used to implement overloading. But in method overriding, there are some keywords to use to implement what is that? Method overriding. Like, right? Like what is that? Virtual keyword in the base class and override keyword into what? Derived class. Virtual keyword makes overridable and override keywords makes to override that, right or not?
जी sir.
Yes.
This is all about today's session in which we have covered about method overriding in the C#. Right?
Yes.
जी sir.
Understood everybody?
जी sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this session also I'll share with you. You can go through that and you can recall all the point what we discussed in this session. Right? And you
Yes.
can implement this example also. Fine?
जी sir.
In tomorrow's session, I will discuss one more important point in this. The name is method hiding part into the C#. Okay?
जी sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And then moving some other
Ji.
new topic also. Every day new topic is going to come,
Yes.
right?
जी sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
sir.
sir.